Heather Mason is a troubled child not due to her motherless grooming or her father mistreating her. On the contrary, her father is a wonderful man to her. Heather harbors in herself the seed of depravity without her knowing it, and it takes a toll on her physique, as she looks eternally emaciated in her face and has issues similar to an hormonally unbalanced pregnant woman. Without even knowing it, Heather has been permanently on the run from a cult. Such worrying might have had an impact on her father as, in spite of his affection and love for her, had to live with such a dark secret for all of his life, meaning sudden bursts of neurosis. Moody, sharp-tongued, very snarky and most of the time on the defensive and heavily suspicious of others, mostly due how her father could have taught her about how the world is full of untrustworthy people. Heather actually feels desensitized and apathetic by her surroundings, coping with it through a facade of boastfulness. All of this is actually beneficial to the very seed inside her, as it thrives on negativity. The Heather character is someone still looking for her true self, ever in doubt about her own nature, worrisome that her true self is an unpredictable danger to others. However, she clings to life and would never accept defeatism and knows how to act for the best when it's required of her to decide for the long term, something that stacked the decks for her across her whole life. The Heather character is somebody that braves the scares she is well acquainted with, while still keeping her more forgiving nature once she understands the severity and gravity of other good-willed but flawed people's ordeals, such as when she is told that one's actions of resolve are in the memory of his child's sake, dead because of his previous inaction. The Heather character is a grateful one that recognizes the efforts of her father and the people that care for her, letting her more reflective and somber aspect of personality prevail after she has been facing the most shocking part of existential crises. The Heather character divulges herself into literature and lore as both a form of escapism, both as a form of spiritual enrichment. The Heather character is fond of leisure activities typical of a young woman that grew in a small, snowy, boring boondock town. The Heather character is not an easy one to approach in spite of the apparent normality and ordinariety around her. It is not enough for her to be audacious, as her numerous doubts, her conscious disdain for herself, as she cannot stand her own reflection in mirrors, her initial rageful burst against difficulties take a toll on her constantly. It would require a lot of patience before her most caring facet, something that is there for real, as she would join a mission of charity to the benefit of troubled children after having lived her own personal hell, would unearth to a potential soulmate. It would be better for the Heather character to take time to shear her mind of her past, inasmuch as it is required to stop defacing herself when before a mirror, and to be ready to face a quiet life without reserves.